After 3 weeks of playing on Ship 1, I have finally geared out my Ship 1 character. She is fully maxed out in the budget tier. So what exactly is my final form in the budget category? Well, before we talk about that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to show everyone is, of course, my battle power. I am at 2034 battle power with all of my gear at plus 50, fully augmented. And now let's take a look at the gear. So first of all, we got to look at my katana. I am using the Sanquim katana, no fixa, no nothing, it's just a clean weapon. As for my augments, you can see, very simple. It's just Might 3, Form Soul 3, Gigas Might 2, Light Exploit 1, as well as Dread Keeper 2. All of these capsules are extremely inexpensive or very easily farmed. Now, I pretty much farmed all of these except for the Might 3, which I got from the event shop. So I guess that counts as farming for it, I guess, since I had to farm for event points for this. So very easy to obtain all of these capsules, okay? Now, of course, the weapon is at enhancement level 50 as well as potential level 3. I'm still quite a ways away. If we look at my scales, I have 235 scales, so I'm like 1/3 of the way there. I'll get there eventually, but the moment I do get 600 scales, I will be upgrading my potential up to level 4, because at level 4, it actually increases your potency from 22% to 26%, which is an extra 4% potency, and that is a big deal. Now, another thing I want to mention is my Sanquim katana is actually multi-weaponed with a Sanquim wired lance, simply because I need that mobility. But if you're watching this video in the future, for example in April, where we have that new photon art which gives us gap closers, then you might not need the wired lances and you can actually multi-weapon with like a bow or a rod in order to take advantage of the potential level 4, because that way you can save yourself 1250 scales on another weapon that interests you and fits your playstyle. Now, as for my armors, I am using the Terminator armor, all at plus 50. You can see all of my augments are exactly the same: Might 3, Dust Soul 2, Gigas Might 2, Light Exploit 1, and Dread Keeper 2. Everything is exactly the same. Now, I might change the Dust Souls 2 into something else, really depends on the situation, but overall I am very happy with my augments over here. So now when we go to my stat information, you can see over here that my weapon potency is really low. I only have 34.5% weapon potency, and this is because Light Exploit 1 is not included over here, which is actually an additional 10% weapon potency, which boosts us up to 44.5% weapon potency. So that is my actual weapon potency, so just keep that in mind, because well, all the mobs are basically weak to light, which means I always get that 10% weapon up. And on top of that, the Light Exploit actually applies to all 3 damage sources, so it's melee potency, range potency, and tech potency, all plus 10%. However, again, if you're watching this video in the future and the seasonal event has ended, well, then that doesn't apply, because, well, the monsters are going to revert back to their regular elemental weaknesses and the Light Exploit 1 will not be as effective. So if you are watching this video in the future where the seasonal event has ended, my plans are to change the Light Exploit 1 into Alt Secreta 3, simply because it gives me 2% weapon potency as well as 2% potency floor, however at the cost of HP as well as damage resistance. But personally, I think it is worth it, simply because, well, it's just extra damage. But if you're watching this video as the seasonal event is still active, then please go Light Exploit 1. The reason for that is because Light Exploit 1 actually gives you potency plus 2.5% at no cost. So basically, there's no downsides to this. You're not losing HP, you're not losing damage resistance, you're getting just potency 2.5% across the board to any enemies that are weak to light. Even though my Sanquim katana is not dealing light damage, you still get that 10% extra weapon potency, simply because that is how Light Exploit works. It's you just deal extra damage if you're hitting anything that is weak to the light element. Extremely effective against Dark Falls and basically every mob in the combat zones at the moment, because of the current seasonal event. But yeah, that concludes the gearing process of my Ship 1 character. I basically just grinded it out for 3 weeks. I did every single urgent quest physically possible in order to get the scales, in order to upgrade my weapons, upgrade my potentials, get those strugments so that I can get the arms refiners to limit break everything, and I am finally done with my ship 1 character. I don't think I'm going to be leveling up any other classes. The ship 1 character is going to be exclusively Braver and Force sub, and that's it. You know, I'm not going to do anything else. Gonna wait until the next big update kicks in April, get her to level 45. I don't think I'm gonna be changing anything about her gear. Her gear is just gonna be exactly how the way it is right now, with the exception of upgrading everything to Alt Secreta 3 eventually, since the seasonal event will go away eventually in like 3 weeks-ish. So when that happens, I will replace all of my light exploit 1s with Alt Secreta 3s. So I will be a little bit squishier, will lose quite a significant amount of HP, but it is a sacrifice that I am willing to make. Now in tomorrow's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a budget force build. I will be doing that on my ship 2 character, where I will limit myself to 2 million Meseta, and I will make a budget force build. So if you are interested in a budget build for technique users or force users specifically, then stay tuned for that.
Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals that boosts the red?